Do you know what ultra-processed foods are and how they affect your health? This question may seem simple, but the answer is more complex than you might think. Ultra-processed foods are foods that have undergone various stages of processing, often involving several industrial techniques. They're not just made, they're engineered. These foods don't just come from the earth, they come from factories. They're often packed with additives, from artificial colors and flavors to emulsifiers and preservatives, which enhance their taste, texture, and shelf life. But these enhancements come at a cost to their nutritional quality. These are not the wholesome, nutrient-dense foods that nature provides. Instead, they are calorie-dense but nutritionally poor. They're designed to be convenient, appetizing, and hyper-palatable, which can lead to overconsumption. Ultra-processed foods are more than just fast food. They can be hiding in your pantry right now. So let's delve deeper into what these foods really are and what they mean for your health. Ever wondered how ultra-processed foods differ from minimally processed or whole foods? Let's delve into the world of food processing. Ultra-processed foods go through multiple stages of processing, including the addition of sugars, oils, fats, and other substances not typically used in culinary preparations. These substances are often artificial and can compromise the nutritional value of the food. On the other hand, minimally processed foods like canned fruits or frozen vegetables retain most of their inherent nutrients. They undergo simple processes such as washing, peeling, freezing, or pasteurization to extend their shelf life and enhance safety. Whole foods like fresh fruits, vegetables, and grains are the champions of nutrition. They are unprocessed and unrefined, retaining all their natural nutrients without any additives. The takeaway? While all foods undergo some level of processing, the key is to limit those that are ultra-processed. So, what's really in these ultra-processed foods? Well, a closer look reveals a cocktail of additives and ingredients, many of which are unrecognizable in our everyday vocabulary. High-fructose corn syrup, a common sweetener, is frequently used due to its cheap cost and long shelf life. But it's also linked to obesity and diabetes. Artificial flavors are another mainstay. These synthetic compounds mimic natural flavors, tricking our taste buds into craving more. Then there's a host of preservatives like sodium benzoate and potassium sorbate. They keep our food from spoiling, but at what cost to our health? And let's not forget the artificial colors, emulsifiers, and texturizers that give these foods their appealing look and feel. They may make our meals more Instagrammable, but they're far from natural. These ingredients, while enhancing taste and shelf life, can pose health risks when consumed frequently. So next time you reach for that ultra-processed snack, remember what's really inside. Let's identify some everyday examples of ultra-processed foods. It might surprise you just how pervasive these foods are. You'll find them in nearly every aisle of the grocery store, and they often make up a significant portion of our daily diets. Starting with beverages, think of sugary drinks like sodas, energy drinks, and even most store-bought fruit juices. These are all ultra-processed and packed with added sugars and artificial flavorings. Next, consider ready meals. These are the microwave dinners, the instant noodles, and the frozen pizzas. They're convenient, sure, but they're also heavily processed, typically high in sodium and low in nutrients. And let's not forget about processed meats: hot dogs, bacon, sausages, and deli meats. These products often contain preservatives and are usually high in saturated fats and sodium. Finally, snack foods like chips, cookies, and candy bars are classic examples of ultra-processed foods. These foods, although convenient, are best limited in a balanced diet. How can you tell if a food is ultra-processed? Spotting ultra-processed foods isn't as daunting as it might seem. One of the easiest ways is to examine the ingredient list. Ultra-processed foods often have long lists of ingredients, many of which are hard to pronounce or sound like they belong in a chemistry lab rather than your pantry. For instance, you might find food additives like high-fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated oils, artificial colors, or monosodium glutamate. These additives are used to enhance flavors, increase shelf life, or improve the texture of foods, but they can also be a red flag that a product is ultra-processed. Another tip? Look out for foods that are ready to eat or require minimal preparation. While convenience can be a boon in our busy lives, it often comes at the cost of nutrition. Remember, whole foods are typically much simpler with fewer ingredients and minimal processing. Knowledge is power, and knowing how to identify ultra-processed foods can empower you to make healthier choices. What happens to your health when you consume ultra-processed foods? This question might seem straightforward, but the answer is more complex and alarming than you might think. Ultra-processed foods are engineered with high levels of sugars, fats, and salts, which are three key ingredients our bodies naturally crave. These foods can lead to an overconsumption of calories, which can result in weight gain, obesity, and associated health issues like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Moreover, ultra-processed foods are often low in essential nutrients. They lack the vitamins, minerals, and fiber that our bodies need to function optimally. This can lead to nutritional deficiencies even in the context of overeating. It's a paradox of modern diets. We can be both overfed and undernourished at the same time. Additionally, ultra-processed foods often contain additives and preservatives that can have negative impacts on our health. For instance, some studies have linked certain food additives with an increased risk of cancer. It's also worth noting that ultra-processed foods can affect our gut health. These foods tend to lack the dietary fiber and natural compounds that help to support a healthy gut microbiome. This can lead to imbalances in our gut bacteria, which new research suggests may have far-reaching effects on everything from our mood to our risk of chronic disease. To make matters worse, ultra-processed foods can also alter our taste preferences. The high levels of sugar, salt, and fat can condition our palates to find naturally flavored foods less appealing. This can create a vicious cycle where we crave more ultra-processed foods, further exacerbating the health risks associated with their consumption. In short, the health implications of consuming ultra-processed foods are far-reaching and serious. They can contribute to weight gain, nutritional deficiencies, and an increased risk of chronic diseases. They can also negatively impact our gut health and alter our taste preferences in ways that promote further consumption of these foods. The impact of ultra-processed foods on health is significant and concerning. This is why it's essential to be mindful of our dietary choices and strive to minimize our consumption of ultra-processed foods. What happens when you stop eating ultra-processed foods? Well, let's dive into that. A life freed from the grip of ultra-processed foods can often feel like a rebirth of sorts. You see, our bodies are designed to thrive on natural, whole foods. So when we swap out those ultra-processed items for healthier choices, we're likely to see some pretty impressive changes. First off, our health tends to improve. The risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and certain types of cancer diminishes. Our bodies begin to function as they should, leading to better digestion and absorption of nutrients. Secondly, managing our weight becomes less of a struggle. Without the empty calories and excessive sugar found in ultra-processed foods, maintaining a healthy weight becomes a more achievable task. Lastly, our energy levels get a significant boost. With a diet rich in whole foods, we're providing our bodies with the right kind of fuel, leading to sustained energy throughout the day. Life without ultra-processed foods can lead to a healthier and more energetic you. Scene script. How can you reduce the presence of ultra-processed foods in your diet? Let's explore some practical strategies for minimizing the intake of ultra-processed foods. First and foremost, meal planning can be a game changer. By planning your meals ahead of time, you can ensure that you're incorporating a variety of whole foods into your diet. Fresh fruits, vegetables, lean meats, and whole grains are all excellent choices that can replace ultra-processed foods. Cooking at home is another effective strategy. It gives you total control over what goes into your meals. You can choose fresh, whole ingredients and avoid the preservatives and additives often found in ultra-processed foods. Now I know what you're thinking, but I don't know how to cook. Don't worry, there are plenty of simple, healthy recipes available online, and the more you cook, the better you'll get. So, don't be afraid to give it a try. However, it's not always feasible to cook at home, especially on busy days. So, when you do have to eat out or grab something on the go, try to make healthier choices. Opt for a salad over a burger or a piece of fruit instead of a candy bar. It's these small decisions that can make a big difference over time. Another crucial aspect is reading food labels. When shopping, take some time to read the ingredient list on the back of the package. If you see a long list of ingredients that you can't pronounce, it's probably ultra-processed. Instead, look for foods with fewer, recognizable ingredients. Lastly, remember that change doesn't have to happen overnight. Start small, perhaps by replacing one ultra-processed food in your diet with a whole food each week. Over time, these small changes can add up to a significant shift in your dietary habits. Reducing ultra-processed foods in your diet is not only possible, but also a key step towards a healthier lifestyle. Remember, your health is worth the effort and every small step counts. So start today and make the shift towards a healthier, whole food diet. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful and informative, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out on any of my future videos. Stay tuned for more health and wellness videos.